welcome to another episode of Warhammer 40,000. It's 2,000 points, it's Challenger Scorpion, and it is Custodes versus Thousand Sons Chaos Space Marines. Luke Seaman has returned to the channel and be fighting across this industrial terrain here and ruined city. Forces of chaos moving in, and the Custodes have been sent in to destroy them. Right, so welcome to this 2,000 points game of Warhammer 40,000. It's Challenger Scorpion. Luke Seaman has returned to the channel. He's brought his Custodes along this time, so it'll be a debut for that faction here on the channel for us to see. And they'll be up against my Thousand Sons here. 2,000 points. It's battle forged and a battalion detachment and a supreme command detachment as well. So a total of 9 command points, and -1 for taking 2 relics here in this list. So multiple HQs. There's Ahriman here on the disc of Tzeentch. I'll run through psychic powers in just a moment. Then I've got a Demon Prince. He's the Warlord. I've given him otherworldly presence. That's +1 to his invuln save, so a 3+ invuln save for him. And the Dark Matter Crystal relic taken for him. Then I've got 3 Exalted Sorcerers here. This one. They're all armed with staves and warp flame pistols. Just the one here at the back on a disc of Tzeentch. I'll go through their powers in just a moment as well. I've given them nicknames just to help me remember which one's which and where the powers go. So we've got Disco Inferno here, the one on the disc. We've got Beaker, the one with the beak, and Chicken Wing here, the one with the chicken wing. Okay, so then we've got 1, 2, 3 units of Zangors here to make up the troops. All armed with Zangor Blades. No shooting ability of them, but extra attacks and AP -1 in close combat. And then here 10 Rubic Marines. One of them with an icon of flame, 2 of them with warp flamers. The aspiring sorcerer has a warp flame pistol and stave, and there is a Soul Reaper cannon in the squad as well. Then, since chapter approved with some spare points, I've increased the number of Maul of Fiends to 3, all armed the same with their Maul of Fiend fists and lasher tendrils. And then finally 2 elites here. It's 2 units of occult terminators, 5 in size, Hellfire missile rack for each of these squads, Inferno combi bolters, power swords, 1 Soul Reaper cannon in each of these squads as well, and the aspiring sorcerer has an Inferno combi bolter and stave. Then the second relic, I've given it to Chicken Wing here. It's Helm of the Third Eye. So whenever the opponent uses a stratagem, 5+, we gain a command point. So this is how I've organised my psychic powers here. So I've given Doom Bolt to each of the aspiring sorcerers in those squads there. Then the Dim Prince has got Infernal Gateway and Gaze of Fate. Gift of Chaos, Tzeentch's Firestorm and Infernal Gaze to Ahriman. Beaker has Temporal Manipulation and Prescience. Chicken Wing has Glamour of Tzeentch and Weaver of Fates. And then Disco Inferno finally has Diabolic Strength and Warp Time. So an array of psychic powers here available to the Thousand Sons. Quite an elite army, but nowhere near as elite as the Custodes here. We'll take a look and see what Luke Seaman has in his list. Right, 2,000 points of Custodes here. Literally a dozen models and a couple of pikers and a land raider here, but that's what you can expect of Custodes. Hyper elite here, and an army I've been told that's been performing very well. So Luke Seaman has returned. He's used Black Legion here before and Blood Angels, but now he's brought 2,000 points of Custodes here to take on the Thousand Sons. We'll let him run through his list.
Okay, I have a battalion and a vanguard detachment. In my battalion, I've got Trajan Valoris and a shield captain. He's going to be my warlord. I have 3 units of custodian guard, 1 with all shield, storm shields, and then you've got guardian spears and storm shields in the other 2. And then I've got the Doom Eagle jet bikes as a fast attack and a land raider. Within the vanguard, I have another shield captain, and he's got some Aloris Terminators and a Velixis Praetor and a Contemptor Dreadnought. The Warlord traits is going to be with him. He's going to have the Impenetrable Mind, basically he can deny the witch, and then Relic Eagle Eye, so he gets a 3+ in Vun. That's it. pretty simple.
So that's Luke's list here. Fascinating to see. Well, the good thing is it's a debut here for this faction on the channel, and it'll be fascinating to see how they take on the forces of the Thousand Sons. Just to mention here our Patreons for the channel, Marcus Anthony and Paul Cook. Thanks to them supporting our local Wargames club here at SSWG at gold level. You can check out the end credits to see those supporting at silver level, and then thanks also to those at bronze. So we'll go on to scenario and deployment now in this fascinating matchup. Okay, so we have a scenario here. It's been purely randomised. It's from Chapter Approved 2017. It's Maelstrom of War. Race to Victory is the name of the mission here. So it's the first to achieve 10 tactical objectives. Whoever reaches 10, the first player to that number, will get a +3 victory points. First Blood, Slay the Warlord and Linebreaker also available in this mission. Players will be drawing up to 3 cards and then maintaining up to 3, so you can't have more than that in play at any one time. And it's Vanguard Strike here for the deployment. Thousand Sons place the last objective and have chosen to go in this corner here, fighting across this direction. Their deployment zone marked by a line of red dice. That's the central line of dice, marking the centre of the table. And then 12 inches back from that, marked by the yellow dice, is the Custodes deployment. So objectives on the board. Objective number 1 is inside the Custodes deployment zone here, just on top of this gangway here. Then just on the line here of the Custodes deployment is objective number 4. Then in no man's land here is objective number 6. And then around the other side, Thousand Sons have 3 objectives. Objective number 3, 5, and objective number 2 just here to their left. So just to cover terrain here at this point, playing all of these as ruins, so useful for infantry to gain +1 to their save. And then round here we've said that if a unit gets on top of the gangway here, they'll receive +1 to their cover save as well. Everything else on the board will play as line of sight blocking terrain. We'll start alternating placing units here on the board. Just while we're deploying here, the mat is from gamemat.eu, and some of the terrain that we're using here as well. These containers, these vats here as well, some of the piping networks that you see across here and here, they're from gamemat.eu as well, part of their chem zone terrain set. And you just simply roll the vat out, put the terrain on top, and then use some stones and scatter just to blend it all in. But check out gamemat.eu. They provide battle mats and terrain for your games of Warhammer 40,000. Okay, deployment done for both sides. Thousand Sons clustering together. There's plenty of deep strikers available here for the Custodes. We'll cover their deployment in just a moment. But a unit of Zangors at the back just to act as a bit of a screen. I've sandwiched all of my psychers in between. So Beaker, Araman, Chicken Wing, and Disco Inferno. Just to their right is the Demon Prince. Zangors sitting now on top of objective number 3. 2 Mauler Fiends here, another unit of Zangors at the front. Then the Rubic Marines have taken position inside the building, and then on the extreme left is another Mauler Fiend just there. And then we'll just cover our Deep Strikers, 2 units of Terminators. We'll play the usual rules now, which is no Deep Strikers at all on turn 1, and then units can come in on turn 2. Then round here, unit of Custodian Guard on objective number 1. Just up here, another unit just down, ready to claim, or virtually on objective number 6. Shield Captain here, Land Raider, and inside the Land Raider, Luke has put Trajan. Yes.
Trajan, the Velixus Praetor, and 3 Custodian
Guard. Okay. Bikers on the left-hand side here, the Doom Eagle jet bikes. The Dreadnought's paid a command point and put that into deep strike. So too is this Shield Captain here.
Yeah.
And these are the Valoris.
Alaris
Terminators. Okay, so deployment done. Here it's the gold versus the blue. Everything is set. I think we're ready to go. So it is a roll-off here for this particular mission, and Luke will be on +1. Because he'd finished deploying a long time before the Thousand Sons finished. Okay, so well, after you, sir.
3.
Using his yellow dice. 3 becomes a 4, so 5 or 6 to go first here. Okay, I reckon Luke may want to seize initiative. It's his choice whether to try and take the first turn or not. Okay, he's going to go for a 6+ here.
Nope.
No, alright, so Thousand Sons will go first here in this fight. They'll make the first moves. As for the first time on the channel, we will see the Custodes taking part in a battle. We'll go on to turn 1 now. Forces of Chaos will make the first move. Okay, turn 1 here for the Thousand Sons, just to cover the cards. So we've drawn 3 here. Defend objective number 2, it's useful enough, it's this one here. So we need to hold it for our turn, and then into Custodes' turn as well. Then secure objective number 4 and scour the skies. So that's the Doom Eagle jetbacks, need to try and take them out for a victory point. And secure objective number 4, which is this one here. So it's one objective we can definitely try and achieve. The others will prove more difficult. So just weighing up here against the Custodes. Elite, but powerful for sure. I think we'll have to play aggressive. We'll go on to movement now. The Thousand Sons here on turn 1. Okay, movement done for the Thousand Sons here on turn 1. We've advanced to put a ring around this building here with the Zangors, not entirely surrounding it, but some protection on 3 sides at least. Haven't moved at all with the Ribic Marines, happy to sit inside the ruin for now. Zangors advancing just 1 inch, so 7 inches moved by them. Then this unit Zangors, again 1 inch by those, moving up 7 inches. Sorcerers moving up behind. Aaron's shifted across to try and defend objective number 2, and then the 2 Exalted Sorcerers here moving up. Good advance rolls made by them. 12 inches moved by Disco there, just to get next to one of the Mauler Fiends. These 2 have advanced. This one's just gone 10. 12 inches moved here by the Demon Prince Warlord as well. Movement done. Aggressive play here, going straight for the Custodes. Whether that's wise or not, we'll have to see. We'll go on to Luke's shaking his head, saying no. All right, so we'll go on to Psychic Phase next, see what the Thousand Suns can achieve here in their Psychic Phase. Okay, Psychic Phase complete here. A lot of smite taking place. Merciless, actually, amount of smite come through. Luke's deliberately placed the Land Raider there to absorb the smite come through, and it has taken all of the damage, but it's down to 2 wounds left. Just one smite after the next come through. One of them was an 11, and I rolled a 6 for the damage come through there. Luke rolling a couple of 6s with the ability there for Custodes Land Raiders to ignore mortal wounds on a 6+, but still wounds stripped away and down to 2 left. We've also played Weaver of Fates onto here, so +1 to the invuln save for the Mauler Fiend, and you can also see that warp time has occurred and it's got another 10 inches. We used Carbalistic Focus to make sure that went through. Gaze of Fate has been went through and has since been used. I used the reroll there. You also used a command reroll as well to make sure that one of the smites went off. Also, tried to cast Prescience on the Mauler Fiend as well, but that failed. That power didn't materialise. Okay, so Psychic Phase done. A scary amount of smite coming from the Thousand Suns here, just with their special rules. It's unmodified, 5 or more to make that power go off, and range 24 as well, so getting into range very early with our Psychers here to let that power loose. We'll go now on to the shooting phase. I've got a feeling there is none here. These are outside of range 24. I don't have anything here that can shoot apart from Warp Flame pistols, so we'll bypass that and we'll go on to charges and Overwatch next. Alright, use of stratagems here. I have to say this is pretty impressive. So Luke's going to play Tanglefoot Grenade, unit within 12, so he's going to throw it from here. That's going to halve my movement. And then, what's the other one called?
Unflinching.
Unflinching. The Overwatch from the Land Raider will be 5+. I reckon we'll capture this here. So before I move, he's got 4 las cannon shots, needing 5s to hit. Does get it, thanks to the stratagem. One of the hits does come through on a 5. It'll be a 3 to wound. Yep. The wound comes through. We'll get a 4+ invuln save though, thanks to Weaver of Fates. 4+ invuln save. No. We'll use a precious command reroll here. So no. So D6 damage. There's a 5. It was worth trying to block that nasty damage coming through there. And then Luke can fire his heavy bolters also. And a Storm Bolter do you have on top?
Yeah, no, Storm Bolter, but re-rolling the 1s because of the Shield Captain. That's 4 hits with that so far.
I've never seen that before. A heavy bolter on Overwatch. Twin heavy bolter getting all of its hits. 5s for wounds. And it'll be AP -1. 2 wounds come through. So we'll make some saves here of 4+. Save one of them, but another wound taken, so it's half destroyed, down to 6 wounds left here on the Mauler Fiend. That'll be a damage bracket for it as well. Okay, so yeah, no Storm Bolter. Quite a critical point here. If this fails to go in, then that sort of hands initiative back over to the Custodes, and they'll be able to react better. But we'll roll up our charge distance. It's only something like a... It's going to need to be high. And that's not going to do it. And even a command reroll. We'll check here. I might need a 6, but I don't think this charge is going to happen. No, okay, so Luke needs to roll a dice here to see how many inches he'll reduce the charge. He's rolled a golden 6. He'll be happy there. So that charge is not going to happen. So even if I roll... so I'm on -1 here at the moment. If I roll a 6... I'll get a 3-inch charge. I can't do it. So that's blocked and stopped the charge there. A clever use of stratagems here from the Custodes has prevented this Mauler Fiend. I thought I had a guaranteed charge there, but it's been stratagems here that have prevented the Mauler Fiend from making it into combat, and it's also been half destroyed as well. So good play here from the Custodes in response to the Thousand Suns aggression. We'll end the turn here. No cards to trade in. Didn't destroy any units that could fly. Objective number 4 is not too far away. And then we're currently sitting on defend objective number 2. We need to survive, which we should do at the end of Custodes turn 1. We'll pick up 2 points there. That's the end of the turn here. We'll now go on to Custodes turn 1. See what their response is to the Chaos threat. Okay, so turn 1 here for Custodes, just cover there. So we have advance it's getting out of the deployment zone. Defend objective number 6, so that's that one there. So it's this left-hand flank now is of interest to Custodes. And then mission critical objective, Luke has rolled a 3, which is the objective that's just in there. So worth a good number of points. So well placed here with the jet bikes, but they're going to have to sort of drive past this Thousand Suns advance. So an interesting twist here to this game already. We'll go on to movement now, just to also cover Helm of the Third. I did regain command point for this battle round on a 5+. I rolled a 5 on one of the stratagems Luke used earlier on. So we'll go on to movement now. Be interesting to see how the Custodes respond to this Thousand Suns attack. Alright, so movement here for the Custodes on turn 1. Custodian Guard shifting across, moving away from objective number 1 and heading along the gangway here. This squad's pretty much stood where they are, perhaps a little bit of movement. Yeah, that's the main aim, was to get outside deployment zone to claim the advance card there for a command for a victory point. Then here, Land Raider's done the same. It's sort of shifted across just to make sure it's outside of the deployment zone. Able to fire though, it wasn't contacted in close combat, so it will be able to shoot this turn. And then disembarking here with the banner, the Custodian Guard, the ones with the 3-up invuln save on all of them for the shields, and then Valoris here has disembarked as well. So Luke's lining up to try and repulse the lead elements of this Thousand Suns attack. Then he has swung around to the left and is now sitting on objective number 6 with the Doom Eagle jet bikes. So still to come on is the shield captain here, these, and the dreadnought as well. So they'll be arriving turn 2 onwards. So still it's only 5 models, but it's still a good chunk of the army still to arrive by deep strike. Same for the Thousand Suns with their 2 units of Terminators. So we'll go now on to, you do have a psychic phase a little bit. Just the ability to deny. Okay, fine. So we'll go on to shooting phase then next here for the Custodes coming up next. Okay, so we're going to start the firing with the jet bikes here. Hurricane bolters are going to go into the Zangors. You can see them. So he's going to let off the first 12 shots.
Here on 2s.
Oh yes, your ballistic skill 2+.
Yeah.
Wow. We are against the elite of the elite. You can't get more elite than Custodes, I don't think.
3s.
3s to wound. Strength 4, toughness 4 actually.
Oh, 4s, yeah.
So 4s for wounds. You'll probably wipe out the squad here, most likely. 6 saves already. 5 pluses. We blocked 2, so 4 brought down. He's on track to wipe these out here and to get first blood actually here in this fight. Next 12. It's exceptionally reliable firepower here. And then 4s to wound. That may even wipe out the squad. 7 saves. I roll these 6. And 1 more. So we've lost 4 already. We've lost 7, 8, 9, 10. Squad destroyed. Wiped out here very quickly by the jet bikes. So las cannons now, it's actually going to be a 4+ to hit because this ballistic skill starts off at 2+ for this Land Raider here. So the las cannon's going into here, heavy bolter, and just a heavy bolter going into the Zangors. Okay, so here come the las cannon shots. In 4s, 1 spinning, lands on a 4. Okay, so he's got 3 hits. Still really good firepower here.
And then 3s.
4 wounded. This is really good. We've got a 4+ invuln save, so we'll try and block these as much as we can. So we'll roll up here. We may go for command reroll, but that looks like it's 333. Okay, so Luke will get 3d6 damage and pop just about. Okay, so destroyed, and we'll go for rolling a dice. A 6 would be good. No, all right. So okay, all right. But well done. Another kill here. Morlafine brought down by the Land Raider. Sweet revenge. So yeah, blistering firepower so far from this elite force. 4s for hits now against the Zangors.
We're rolling those 1s.
Yes, for the HQ nearby.
Yep. So just 3.
3s to wound. Strength 5, toughness 4.
1.
Just the 1. 5-up invuln save. No. All right. So one of these Zangors can be removed. Right, so fire's going to come now from the Custodian Guard up here. The only target in range is this Morlafine. So there comes a bit of fire support coming in.
Both hit.
2s to hit. You can really rely on your firepower with these. We're toughness 7, strength 4. 1 comes through. Yeah, take a 4-up save. It's AP -1. We do pass. Roll a 6 here. So that's the 2 spears with their firepower. What's the range? The swords fire as well, don't they? Their range is 12.
It's a pistol weapon.
Okay.
Speaking of which, firing if I come in range, these guys into the Zangors.
Zangors, yep.
6. Let me just check them in range.
Yep, no, comfortably in range. 2 stick rerolling ones. They've all hit here. God, the shots find their mark.
Balls to wound. Big hands. Little tree.
Here we go. Balls to wound. 2.
No AP, so you get normal.
5 up in one saves. Pass both this time. Shields raised and block the shots.
Alright, so against him.
Yes, the axe gets to shoot here. Again, needing 2s.
1 wound. Minus
-1.
-1.
4 up. No, and
2 damage.
2 damage. Alright, smaller fiends down to 10 wounds. A little bit of shooting left here. 1 spear can see through.
Rerolling ones. Yep.
2 hits. 5s for wounds.
1 wound.
1 comes through. Take a 4-up save. No.
2 damage.
Another 2 damage again, so down to 8.
And then the grenade launcher. D3. Shots 2. Strength 4. No.
Okay. So I think that's firepower complete here, but it has been impressive. It's been really good. We'll go on to charges and Overwatch next. Custodes, I'm sure, are happy enough to play aggressive. We'll see where Luke decides to charge if he does. I think he's lining up charges here to try and take the fight right into the heart of this Thousand Suns attack. So aggression met with aggression here in this fight. All right, yes. Hyper aggressive here from these. Custodian Guard going in, Trajan's gone in, Smaller Fiend in trouble, and then around here, 10-inch charge from the Doom Eagle jet bikes. They've set upon the Warlord here as well. So very, very aggressive play from these, not flinching in the face of this chaos attack, and more than happy to plunge into the heart of the enemy. We'll go on to combat resolution here. Quite a critical point here in the game. If a lot of damage is done to the Thousand Suns, that'll push them, or they'll be on the back foot here, and will have to try and struggle to get themselves back in the game. Custodians all over the place here, charging in from different angles. We'll see what happens though. See if we can survive with him. Don't want to lose the Warlord. I think the Mauler Fiend's in trouble. We'll see what happens. We'll get these combats resolved. Okay, so Luke has to choose carefully which to fight with first. He's going to go for the jet bikes first of all. He's playing Piercing Strike. I've already got my 5+ Helm of the Third Eye, so I can't try and regain a command point for that one for this round. So I no doubt it's going to be 2s to hit.
Yes.
And a load of attacks. So a couple have not made it through. And then
3s to win.
3s to win because of the stratagem.
And then rerolls.
And rerollable, yes, on the charge they get to reroll wounds. So you should virtually get all of these wounds.
So just an additional one.
Okay, so we're looking at 5 wounds here. Now there's the AP minus to them, but we will take a 3+ invuln save. We've passed all of them. I'm tempted to go for a command reroll to try and preserve him, but we'll leave it. We'll take that D3 damage from you, which is a 3. Ouch. Okay, we'll put 3 damage here on the Demon Prince. Okay, so we're going to interrupt play here. 2 command points we've used. Demon Forge we've played as well. We're going to direct all of our attacks into Trajan Valoris. He does boast a 3+ invuln save. There's not much we can do about that. So here come the Mauler Fiend Fists first of all, needing 4s. Just the 2.
3. Oh, 2s.
2s to wound with these ones. Yes, 2 wounds come through. Straight 3 damage, 3 up invuln save. Found 1.
That's 3, yeah.
You're going to command reroll that one? Or...
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Here it comes. Command reroll. Ah, it's passed. Okay. So Trajan's not damaged so far. 6 attacks now, needing 4s. Rerollable. Thanks to Demon Forge. Yeah, we'll take a death to the False Emperor here.
Yep.
which gets another hit. That's a miss.
More things don't get it.
So Luke's just corrected me here. We don't get death to the false emperor, so we'll take that one away and just keep that as it is. So we're on strength 7.
Yeah, toughness. Yeah, so 3.
3's to wound. So 3 wounds coming through. This is
that a 1?
That's a 1.
So you re-roll that one because you had Demon Force, didn't you?
Thank you. Yes, I'm getting good guidance here. This is Luke's a Black Legion player here, even though he plays Custodes. So one extreme to the other. Not failed, not passed. So 3 up saves should go. 1 gets through. So 2 damage caused here. He's been marked, Trajan. Perhaps a limb damaged here by one of these lasher tendrils, but he still remains alive. He's 6 wounds, is he?
7.
So plenty of fight left in Trajan here, but he has been wounded. So now we'll hand back over to Luke with he can attack at leisure here with either of these 2 units. There's 8 wounds to try and strip away.
Trajan's going first.
Right, Trajan's going to show us how it's done. Don't even need to ask what he needs to hit here. It's 2s re-rolling 1s. Okay.
When you give him 3s?
Yes, I'm told it's strength 10. This huge axe.
And I re-roll any wounds of 1.
3 make it through. AP minus.
AP minus 3.
So we'll take a 5 up invuln save. We pass 1.
D3 damage.
2d3 damage here coming through, which is 4. So that knocks us down to 4 wounds left. There's a slight chance this smaller thing could survive. But the weapons fighting here from the Custodian Guard are going to be D3 damage as well. So you should be able to bring the Demon Engine down. But we'll see what kind of result he gets. Again, 2s to hit re-rolling 1s. Okay, 1 miss. 5s for wounds.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
I still think he's going to do it here. Depends what dice roll he gets. There is a cluster of 5s, 3 of them. Minus 3. These power sword.
Minus 3, yeah.
Yeah, 5 up invuln saves. We pass 2, so we will survive. D3 damage. It's 2 more wounds come through, so we're down to 2 wounds left. So the Mauler Fiend has survived this round of combat. So all combat resolved here. It's just the Demon Prince to fight back now against the jet bikes. Okay, so we'll fight with the Demon Prince now. He can cause trouble. We'll go on to see what he can get. Hits 2s for hits, re-rolling 1s. There's 2 6s in there, so we'll take death to the False Emperor rolls. That is a hit, and we'll re-roll this one. So they've all hit. 3s for wounds. So there's a lot of wounds come through here actually. 7 saves to make. It's AP minus 2, so Luke will take a 4+ invuln save now on these bikers. And has failed 4 of them. That will be trouble here actually. It's 2 damage a time. Yeah, so stacking that up, that'll be a biker removed. And then
2, 4. It'd be another one, wouldn't it?
Be another one. Yeah, they're 4 wounds each. Demon Prince there has slain 2 bikers. That's a pretty deadly blow here for Custodes. Interesting result here towards the end of Custodes turn 1. So was it a trap to lure them in? Because he's stood his ground here. This Demon Prince. It's the 3+ invuln save that's really helped him out. Okay, so end of turn. Any cards to trade in here? Got advance has been picked up, so a point picked up for that.
First blood, and that's it.
And first blood. Okay, so great. Okay, end of turn 1 here for the Custodes. Aggression shown from them. We'll go on to turn 2 now for the Thousand Sons. They've taken damage for sure. They've lost a Mauler Fiend. Unit of Zangors hosed down and destroyed. Another Mauler Fiend here virtually destroyed. Do they go aggressive? The fight's mixed up now. We'll let the Thousand Sons try and fight their way out of trouble. Turn 2 coming up for them next. Okay, so we're on turn 2 now for the Thousand Suns. Just to mention at this point here, defend objective number 2 was picked up, so we've got 2 victory points there. New card, assassinate, so we're going to try and go after a character if we can. Secure objective number 4. So that's that one that's still over there. And Arcane Right. So D3 victory points if we control at least one objective marker and the opponent controls none. Very difficult here. Custodes well and truly on objective number 4. So we'll go on to movement here. Got to anticipate turn 2 for the Custodes. That's all of their deep striking reserves that could turn up anywhere and pose a threat. So we may play a bit defensively here, just trying to expect the attack to come in. We'll go on to movement now, see how the Thousand Suns react here. Okay, so movement done here for the Thousand Suns on turn 2. So the attacks, sending some units out, but sort of forming a screen here, just anticipating some nasty reserves that could arrive for the Custodes. Airman's jumped across to here. Unit of Terminators has turned up on the left-hand side. Another unit of Terminators has deep struck just as a screen here to my Psykers. Out the front of them is a screen of Zangors. Zangors still surrounding this building here with the Rubric Marines inside. We've maintained close combat here with the Demon Prince against the lone jet bike. We've restored a wound and pulled out of combat with the Mauler Fiend. And then here, this fresh Mauler Fiend has moved through 10 inches, poised to charge at different targets. So that's movement complete here. All reserves are now committed for the Thousand Suns to this fight. We'll go on to Psychic Phase for them next. Okay, so Psychic Phase complete here. Again, Thousand Suns making good use of Smite. 2 mortal wounds dealt out on the jet bike here. We shifted our Psykers to the left to make sure that these are the closest targets, and you can see the Custodian Guard there. 2 models removed and a wound on another. That was multiple smites coming through. And then Araman here, a smite coming through, picked off 3 mortal wounds, and then used Zinch's Firestorm, no damage, but Infernal Gaze picked off a wound on Trajan Valoris, so he has lost 3 wounds now in total. Then we played Gaze of Fate. That's since been used up to help out with some of the psychic powers. That's the reroll. Then Weaver of Fates, +1 to the Invuln save for the Mauler Fiend. Diabolic Strength as well. And then we use Temporal Manipulation from Beaker just here, putting a wound back onto the Demon Prince, back up to 6 wounds. So pretty good Psychic Phase here from the Thousand Suns. A good way of dealing with decent armoured targets and bypassing the Invuln saves these Custodes have. We're going to Shooting Phase next. Terminators have arrived, so a bit more firepower available, and now units in range that can be shot at here by the Rubric Marines. Shooting Phase coming up next. Alright, so Shooting Phase. I'm going to start with these Terminators. Going to get reroll ones because of Araman nearby. I'm going to play Veterans of the Long War. I've now got 2 command points left here for the Thousand Suns. So I'm going to go Hellfire Missile Rack and Soul Reaper Cannon into the Land Raider. Going to try and pick off the last few wounds, and the rest of the Inferno Bolters, or Inferno Combi Bolters, into this Custodian Guardsman there. So go Soul Reaper Cannon first of all. 3s to hit.
4s.
Oh!
-1 to
Oh, the banner.
Yes.
Interesting. Yes, very good. Okay, so that's very useful because I've only got 1 hit here. 5s to him becomes 4s. No. We'll go on to Hellfire Missile Rack next. We do get a hit. Can't reroll that one. It's 3s through and it's strength 8. +1 to the wound rolls. Makes it a 3. Yes, wound comes through. It's -2. So Luke will still get a 4+ save.
Goes through.
Goes through. It'll be D3 damage if you want to use a command reroll here. It could take the Land Raider out. A 3+ will destroy the Land Raider here if it's got 2 wounds remaining.
No, I'll leave it.
Okay. Command reroll on standby. So 4. No, it's gone. Alright, so 6s to see if the Land Raider detonates.
2 wounds, 6s.
Fine, yeah, any type of wound. Any 6s here will keep it alive. No. Okay. So, looking for a detonation. No, Land Raider destroyed here. It's been picked off by Hellfire Missile Rack. Alright, so target destroyed here. So we'll fire the rest of the weapons. It's going to be 16 shots now with the beta rules for bolters. Going to get the full rapid fire range of these Inferno combi bolters here. Yep, so I was going to say 3s for hits, 4s for hits, and rerolling 1s. Okay.
Good. Nice.
So that does help, but the hit's still coming through here. 5s to win becomes 4s. Toughness 5 for these guys. Yeah, so 4s for wounds. Yeah, good few coming through here actually. 7. It's AP -2, so Luke will take the 3+ invuln save to try and protect this last custodian guard. He is gone. He has been brought down here by the Terminators. So you've got characters here. I can't really access them because of the last jet bike here, which we can't shoot at, so that will protect the characters from being shot at here by the Thousand Suns. We'll have to pick on other targets. I was going to fire these at the Land Raider, but that's gone. We'll have to measure up here and see if there's any kind of targets. All of a sudden, there's not much left to shoot at. Okay, so we fired those Terminators through, got some hits, no wounds coming through though. Strength 4, toughness 5. And the rest of my shooting's being negated here because of that jet bike that's in combat. Probably should have pulled out there and let them fire at him and then moved on to the characters. But we'll see if we can finish the jet bike off in close combat. We'll go on to combat resolution now. Roll up some charges first of all. Here, this one can't charge. This Mauler Fiend is available to shoot or to charge, so we'll see if he can make it into combat. Don't think there's going to be any other charges here across the table. Just before we go on to that, Luke's played Moment Shackle here. He's restored D3 wounds. Rolled a 3, so 2 wounds been restored on Trajan just there, just at the right point in time here to try and put some wounds back on him, anticipating a possible charge from the Mauler Fiend. We'll go on to charges now and Overwatch next. Okay, all right, heroic intervention has taken place. We charged in just to the banner. Luke has gone into combat with Trajan. Took a wound on Overwatch from the grenade launcher from the banner. That is charges taking place. All right, so we're going to combat resolution now. I want to see if the Mauler Fiend can bring the banner down. So we'll go for Demon Forge here and attack with the Mauler Fiend first of all. So Mauler Fiend fists. So there.
Nice.
Yeah, no death to the False Emperor. So they've all hit and all wounded. So Luke's on 4 up invuln saves. 2 have failed. That's going to be 6 damage coming through here.
Straight on, 6 gone.
He's gone. Unless you want to command reroll to try and preserve his life. Banner removed. That's it. Lasher Tendrils. I can't go into Trajan here because I didn't declare a charge against him. So that's that charge done. We'll go on to the Demon Prince next. We'll choose that combat to fight with now. So Demon Prince here. Need 2s. It's cock dice. They've all hit. We've got 1 death to the False Emperor as well. Yeah, which hits. 3s for wounds. There's a couple have failed here. 5 make it through. Again, 4 up invuln saves here. Needs to pass all of them to survive. You know, failed 2. That'll be enough. That's going to be 4 damage here, so the biker can be removed from play. Demon Prince has proved to be a nasty character here in this game. Nasty attacks coming through, and the 3+ invuln save helping to keep him alive. Okay, so now Trajan can fight. The last model left to resolve close combat attacks.
I'm going to use Piercing Strike.
A lot of stratagems being used in this game from both sides. Piercing Strike.
+1 to my
wound rolls. Great. It's 2s for hits. They've all hit.
And then...
what, 2s to wounds, isn't it?
2s to wounds.
Here come the wounds.
Rerolling 1s.
They've all wounded. Good job, you used the stratagem.
Yes.
3 2s there. Okay, so 5 saves of 4+ actually for Weaver of Fates. We pass 2.
D3.
D3. I might command reroll 1. No, we'll have to let it through. So 3 D3. It's an exceptionally good roll. That is 8 damage coming through here, almost destroying the Mauler Fiend. So Mauler Fiend in a sorry state here. It's taken a load of damage, 3 wounds left. Okay, so I've got 2 Mauler Fiends here on 3 wounds each, but still alive defiantly here. That'll mark the end of the turn. We'll cash in now on objectives achieved, if any, for the Thousand Suns. Yeah, not too bad. We've got Assassinate here. And just 1 though picked up. That was a D3 opportunity. Arcane Rite, nope. Custodes is still in control of an objective marker. And secure objective number 4, no. No, see the unit there. Controlling objective number 4. Okay, so turn finished. Still some points coming through for the Thousand Suns. We'll go now on to turn 2 for the Custodes. This vicious fight continues. Okay, movement complete here for the Custodes. Deep striking in here onto objective number 3 for the Dreadnought. Then across here, maintaining close combat with Trajan. Shifting back onto objective number 1 here with these Custodian Guard. Okay, Alaris Terminators and the Shield Captain have arrived here, just over 9 inches away from my Terminators. I think we are outclassed by these. These are very good. And then coming around here, Shield Captain.
Yes.
Yeah, just holding back, and then these shifting in. Haven't committed to close combat yet, but look poised to charge in to try and finish the Mauler Fiend off. And that is it. So, Custodes stretching the Thousand Sons here, attacking on both flanks and maintaining their units here in the middle as well. So it'll give something for the Thousand Sons to think about which direction to focus our attention to. But Custodes still continuing this theme of attacking from every angle here at this stage. Just to cover the cards actually that Luke's drawn. Defend objective number 5. That's that objective over there, some distance away. Defend objective number 1. Very useful indeed. That's this objective at the top. Very safe. And then mission critical objective, that is objective number
Where the contenders just landed on.
3. Right, so you look set to pick up some points here. This looks healthy enough. The Dreadnought's landed right on objective number 3, so some points potentially should flow in here, and that'll put the Custodes in a good position. Okay, so we'll go on to shooting phase for them next. Okay, we're in the middle of shooting phase here. So the first thing we've done is restored some wounds on the Mauler Fiend. What was the name of the stratagem again?
It's Piercing Strike.
Piercing Strike. Okay, just a correction on that. So put some wounds back on. The damage wasn't as much as we did. So 6 wounds remain on the Mauler Fiend. Guardian Spears have fired down from here. They could see the Terminators, but no wounds came through. So now Luke's playing a stratagem here.
Unescapable Vengeance.
It lets him shoot at characters here. So here come the shots with these Alaris Terminators.
All hits. Strength 5.
Toughness 4.
Go re-roll that one.
Okay, 3 wounds come through. So I need to make saves here. Either armor saves or invulner saves. Doesn't matter. It's still 4+. What kind of damage is that going to be?
2 each.
2 at a time?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, I think... Gonna have to command reroll this. Can't take too much damage. Failed. 4 damage. Aaron's almost been slain. He's got 1 wound left. He has 5 wounds in total.
These guys, so they get 3, 6, 7, 8, 9.
This is grenades now. Going into the Terminator's closest target.
2s.
So 5 pretty good. 2s for hits. Rerolling 1s for the Shield Captain.
Ending on 4s.
Yeah, good, really good. 7 saves here. -3. 5 up invulner saves we'll take, which we pass 3, and the damage
Is 1.
is 1. Okay, so 2 Terminators slain. Okay, Shield Captain's firing as well. Just remove the 2 casualties there. Good firepower from these as they land.
This is the axe.
Yep.
2 wounds.
Right. Okay. Strength 5. Yeah. AP minus.
2.
So 4 up saves here. No. And the
2 damage.
damage is straight 2. Okay, so we're going to lose another model here. Terminators, occult Terminators being brought down quite quickly here.
And a grenade launcher. You want on that one. And then 4s.
Well, this model's gone.
That's a 1.
AP minus
3.
again. No, that's a 1 damage.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go put that to a 3, and then we'll put a wound on one of these Terminators. Okay, so that's the situation here. Terminators have been hit hard, so this flank for the Thousand Sons is looking a bit insecure here with this Alaris attack coming in. We'll press on with the rest of the shooting here for the Custodes, but an excellent display once again from them. Okay, so the rest of the firepower's taken place. A Dreadnought fired through here, put 2 wounds onto the Mauler Fiend, and the last one picked off by the Custodian Guard just over there. So the second Mauler Fiend now brought down, this one in trouble as well. Okay, so we'll go on to charges and Overwatch next. I think the Custodian Guard, Luke can just push them in. They're not going to be stopped. And potential charge here as well. We'll measure up and do Overwatch. See if the Alaris Terminators can make it into close combat. Okay, so charge is taking place. Terminators are safe. It was an 11-inch charge. I'd removed models here that were closer, so the Alaris didn't make it in. Luke used the command reroll to try and make it, because one of the dice was a 6, but the reroll failed there. So no combat to take place down here. And the Custodian Guard have charged in to try and help finish off the Mauler Fiend, which they should. There's 6 wounds left. Trajan stands a good chance to bring it down, and then there's 2 axes there, or spears in that squad, so the Mauler Fiend should be destroyed. Okay, so we'll go on to combat resolution next here on turn 2 for the Custodes.
And rerolling those ones.
Okay, this is the Guardian Spears fighting here. So they've all hit. So Piercing Strike is being played.
So 4s. Rerolling any 1s because of Valoris.
Yes.
That's 4 wounds.
4 get through. And the minus is -3, I believe.
Yes.
So we'll take our 4 up invuln save, which we foul 3 of them.
D3.
3d3. I think it looks like the Mauler Fiend's going to go here. Yes, destroyed. I'd love to roll a 6. No, it's whole face from a plank, so 2. So Mauler Fiend, last Mauler Fiend gone. There'll be no more of those on this battlefield here in this game. All 3 of them now have been dealt with by the Custodes. That marks the end of close combat. If it was those that did their attacks, they got the kill. So if they want to make a consolidation move 3 inches towards the enemy, they can.
That's only another point. So
that's mission critical objective. 1 point picked up for that. And it's a defend at the moment, isn't it? Yes. So that can be traded in on the end of Thousand Suns turn 3. Okay, so turn finished here. A consolidation move made. So now there's another barrier trying to get through to the character. I'd imagine he'll just turn around to face this way. So
well done.
It's good play here. So now we've got a situation. 1, 2, 3 threats here for the Thousand Suns to try and deal with. So it's interesting how the attacks are coming in from all angles here. Perhaps we wouldn't expect that of a hyper elite army. You'd expect them perhaps to cluster together, being low in numbers, but no, they're exceptionally brave here and happy to attack from all over the table. So cards being traded in, mission critical objective was achieved, so point picked up there. The scores are quite tight here at this point in the game, but Luke's set to pick up 2 points here for defend objective number 1, so that will be traded in at the end of Thousand Suns turn 3. And he's going to dump number 5. Okay, so you'll get to draw 3 fresh cards next turn. Okay, so that's fine. We'll go now on to turn 3 for the Thousand Suns. They're not out of the game for sure. This game is quite even at this stage, but we'll see what they can do. We've lost the Mauler Fiends. Terminator's been hit hard as well, but still the bulk of our Psychers remain in play. That'll be the crucial units here for this Thousand Suns force. Turn 3 coming up now as we move into the middle part of the game. These are the objectives in play. Arcane right, so need to clear the Custodes off objectives and us to control 1. Secure objective number 4 and mission critical objective objective number 1. So that's the one at the top here that's currently being held, and objective number 4, that's that one over there. May need to dump one of these cards at the end of the turn because we're struggling to pick up points here. But with the objectives in mind, we've gone aggressive. So a screen of Zangors and a screen of Terminators, and then behind that this Sorcerer's Pact here beginning to move forwards. I reckon we can try and smite our way through to the objective. That's the plan. Terminators not really interested enough in going after these, so they've headed off in this direction to join in the support. Then across here the Rubric Marines have disappeared. We'll show you where they are in just a moment. That's the Dark Matter Crystal being used from the Demon Prince. These have held position here. I've got multiple objectives that may come up here later on, so need a unit at the back here to try and secure those, and the Demon Prince is going to go after the Dreadnought. So the Rubric Marines have turned up just over 9 inches away here, just to be a thorn in the flesh here for the Custodes and to create or open up a war on a new front. That's the movement done here for the Thousand Suns. They're definitely still in the fight. Game's quite even here at this stage, which makes for a good game of Warhammer 40,000. We'll go on to Psychic Phase next. Alright, Psychic Phase complete. You can see the Custodian Guard have been stripped away. Multiple smites come through. The worst came from Aaron. He rolled a 10, then +1 for being Aaron, became 11, then rolled a 6 for the number of wounds. Luke blocked one of them, but other wounds come through. That squad has been wiped out entirely. Trajan's taken 2 as well. That was a nasty D3 damage coming through here. He rolled very high for the low-grade smite coming from the Aspiring Sorcerer. Trajan's taken 2 mortal wounds as well. So that's the situation here. Thousand Suns pressing through in the middle, clearing the screen out of the way. Now their firepower can be directed towards this character. 2 mortal wounds from Smite as well, put on to the Dreadnought. Then we also cast Gaze of Fate. That went off, and then we used up that reroll during the Psychic Phase there. So Psychic Phase complete. It's been directed in this direction here, pushing through in the centre. We'll go on to Shooting Phase next. A blanket of firepower to come from these Terminators to try and clear Trajan out of the way. Alright, rest of the Shooting Phase resolved here. Trajan's on 1 wound left. A ton of firepower came through, but loads of 3+ invuln saves being passed. But he teeters on the verge of death here. 1 wound remains. And firepower coming through from the Rubric Marines. 2 more wounds being caused. So that's a 6 wound model, that one? Yep, so 2 wounds left, 4 wounds taken now in total. We've gone to charges and Overwatch. Not sure what to do. We could try and send the Terminators in. Maybe there's just 1 wound we're trying to pick up here. Even the Zangors, with their AP -1, may well prove useful enough. We'll think about that one there. And then charges here as well. The Demon Prince will definitely go in against the Dreadnought. We're going to charges and Overwatch next. Okay, interesting twist here in this game. The charge that we were expecting has gone off. Across here, the Zangors did charge in. We've stretched them, rolled an 11-inch charge. We've stretched some of the models to get within range of objective number 4. And if we keep more models on that, then we'll pick up the point there. Surprise objective, really weren't expecting to go for that one. But it has resulted in an heroic intervention here. So the shield captain's gone into combat with those. We get to reroll hit rolls here. Relic Hunter's special rule for the Zangors. We'll get to reroll all of their hits in close combat. Alright, so we'll go on to... Yes, there's one. I'm just looking at the command points here. Luke has will not be able to interrupt play here, so the Thousand Suns can fight at their leisure against these Custodes units. Can we bring... He's not the Warlord though, is he? No, he's not. Okay, so that's why he's so brave, getting stuck in with nothing to lose. He's the Warlord. He's got 2 wounds left. He should be safe. We'll go on to combat resolution. Next, important combats to take place here. So we'll do this combat here first. I'm going to play... I'm going to use my last command point up. Going to play Veterans of the Long War. It's for the fight phase here, or the shooting phase, yep, so we get that. And it's for a Thousand Suns unit. They do have the Thousand Suns keyword, so we'll give that to the Zangors just over there. So they'll be on 3s to hit rerolls, and then instead of 5s to wound, they'll get 4s to wound with their attacks. So we're just trying to pick up 1 wound off of Trajan here. 15 attacks in total, 2 of them out of the fight. So we'll be looking for 3s to hit, so good roll. And we'll reroll these. Just the 1 miss. And now, 4s to wound. We'll see if the stratagem helps us out. Yeah, it's helped out a bit. It's a total of 6 saves. It is, crucially, AP -1 with the Zangor blades. So saves of 3+. Just need 1... Oh, please. Oh, well done. That is a superb dice roll just at the right time. Trajan survives here. That is excellent. So we'll let those fight back in just a moment. We'll switch over to here and resolve this combat. So fighting across here. No help from Diabolic Strength. That power didn't go off. So we're looking for... It looks awful, but these are hits here. And then reroll this one. Death of False Emperor, yep. So this is Luke's Black Legion tendencies here. He can't help himself but to cry out to remind me of rules here. So those are the hits. 8 hits coming through. Strength 7 we'll fight at, and Luke is at toughness 7. Yeah. 4s for wounds. It's a pretty good roll here actually. 5 get through. It's AP -2, so you'll drop to a 4-up regular save. Found 3. It's going to be 6 damage. Will not destroy the Dreadnought here, crucially.
Ignore the 6s.
6s to ignore damage. Ignores another 1. Alright, so we'll put a wound back on. Fighting now with 3 wounds left. So Luke will fight back. He's just in a damage bracket 1. So I'll take it beyond 3s to hit now in close combat with the fist. Temporal manipulation, by the way, restored our wounds, so back up to full strength here with the Demon Prince.
4 attacks. Hitting on 3s. 3 hit.
I imagine 3s to wound.
Yeah. 2 wounds.
2 wounds come through. We'll take a 3+ invuln save. We fouled 1, whatever damage that is.
3.
Straight 3. Okay, so we drop down to 5 again. So locked in deadly combat there. Not resolved. That fight will continue. So we'll let Luke fight back now with Trajan and the shield captain as well.
Trajan. Rerolling 1s. No, rubbish.
Okay. And 3s to wound. No, 2s to wound, yeah.
Rerolling 1 to wound. 3.
So invuln saves here. None. 3 of the Zangors hewn down. So shield captain fighting now. Okay. Just mark that up. 3 casualties.
4s.
Okay.
3.
We're toughness 4. Strength 4, are you?
Strength 4, yes.
Okay.
No, modifiers on sensible play.
Okay. So we'll take a 5+ invuln save again. We passed 2, so 1 more casualty comes through, so it takes us to 4. So what I've done is remove casualties. I've had to maintain coherency. That means the 2 models there that would have meant I've got the objective are no longer there. It's just 1. So I've conceded that point. But the aim here is to try and keep Trajan locked in. He can't escape. I've surrounded him here. If he moves, he has to move and not cross over an inch of an enemy model. So he's sort of locked in combat. Try and pin him down. Don't want him to free reign moving around the table here. But we need to pass this morale test here. So that's a crucial roll coming up. And I've got no command rerolls left here. That's the end of the turn. We'll resolve morale next. So I need a 3 or less here. We could melt away really bad. 2. Morale passed on a 6 in total. So they hold their ground. We'll check for victory points here. I don't think I've achieved any. Objective number 1, no way. Arcane right. No, you're still in the objective. And secure objective number 4, almost, but not quite enough. Okay, so turn finished. I've dumped secure objective number 1. And Luke gains 2 for defending objective number 1, and that puts the Custodes ahead. Interesting twist though, Trajan's locked down now by Zangors in combat. They won't survive the next turn, but it just limits the movement that he has. Turn's finished, and still these 2 locked in combat as well. We'll go on to the 3rd turn now for the Custodes. This vicious fight continues between these 2 sides. The purist and loyalist of the Emperor here fighting against the filth of chaos. Okay, movement done here. Combat continues. Combat continues here. Alaris Terminators and the Shield Captain on the move. 6-inch move they get. And then descending down now from objective number 1. Ready to fire and try and take on the Rubic Marines here with the Custodian Guard. Movement complete. Shooting phase next. Okay. Shooting phase complete here. Pistol on the sword, no damage. Well, 1 damage actually, but we passed a 5+ invuln save. 2 of these could fire and put some wounds on the Terminators, but we passed our saves, no problem. Sure. So shooting phase complete. We'll go now on to charges and Overwatch next. Alright, so charges taking place. No damage on Overwatch here. I thought these Terminators are quite safe hidden behind these containers, but they've been reached here. Good charge rolls being made. And then around here, the charge failed and no damage from Overwatch there against the Custodian Guard. These guys would be cut down quite quickly if Luke is able to reach them in close combat. Okay, so we'll go on to combat resolution here. Fresh charges. Terminators look doomed. Ongoing combats here and here.
I've got an extra one from Misericordia.
Yes.
Afterwards.
Okay. So you're going to fight here with the Alaris Terminators. Yeah. That's the amount of attacks they get.
And then rolling 1s. Yeah, all hit.
All hit. Small amount of models, loads of attacks, exceptionally reliable.
Toughness.
Toughness 4. He's going to hack them down here. There's no doubt about it. 3s to or 2s to wound.
It's 3s, if not. Yeah.
Okay. So that's the wounds. Here, 8 coming through. So I'll roll the trusty red dice here. AP minus
3.
5 up invuln saves. God, long since dead. And that's how much damage a time?
D3.
Right, okay. You could have wiped out a whole squad. All right, so destroyed. Luke will be able to make a consolidation move if he wishes. Closest unit will be the other unit of Terminators. Right, so consolidation move made. Then this guy's redundant now. The target's been destroyed. So now Luke has to pick a combat. Who to pick? Is it the army commander, the shield captain, or does he try and fight with the dreadnought? Difficult choice, actually. It is a difficult choice.
I'm going to go.
I'll not press pause here on the camera. We'll let him think. Difficult choice.
That is actually a point. If I kill the warlord.
True.
So I will go for him first.
Here it comes. Dreadnought fighting. It's on a damage bracket here, just one lower than full strength. So looking for 3s. Just the one. He's got one command point left. Does he expend it here in this fight? There's 5 wounds to try and chew through here. You would need to have 2 successes for this to work, and for me to fail 2 3+ invuln saves. It's looking at a bit extreme here. No. It's going to leave it as it stands. Okay. Wound comes through though, and if I don't pass this, I've got no command rerolls left. It'll be another 3 damage. We pass here with the invuln save. Okay, so now I'll leave this combat here, and we'll fight with the Zangors. So fighting here, I can do all the attacks against Trajan. They're relic hunters here, so we get to reroll that one. Just misses. Now we're back to 5s to wound. Their nasty unit here, they've got 4 wounds at AP -1.
Goes.
He's gone. Even a command reroll won't help. No. So Trajan's brought down by Zangors. Now they'll celebrate in a very primitive way, but they've slain here Trajan Valoris. Unbelievable. 2 attacks to go into the shield captain. 1 hit, no wound. And now the shield captain, seeing that the death of Trajan here, will fight back. Gets all of his hits. 3s to wound. 4. 5 up invuln saves. Pass 2. 2 of the Zangors slain. Okay, so 2 casualties taken just there, but Zangors remain in the fight, and their morale should be okay. So now we'll fight with the Demon Prince. 7 attacks with him at 2s to hit, re-rolling 1s. So re-roll this one, and this, and these here. That's crazy. That's absolutely mad. We've generated a whole load of extra attacks here with Death to the False Emperor. They've all hit, re-rolling 1s. So again, a ton of hits coming through. 4s to wound though, at AP -2, not so good. 4 saves here at AP -2. 1 makes it through, and it's 2 damage. The Dreadnought will survive. Luke will get 2 rolls of 6 up to try and ignore. No, alright, so 1 wound remains here on the Dreadnought. So, dumping, priority orders received, Witch Hunter. See, priority orders received, it's the Warlord that has to fulfill that, which is this shield captain over here. He's some distance away from the sorcerers, and so Luke's going to dump that one, leaving 2 of the cards in place. So no points picked up this turn. No, okay. So I'm going to draw a fresh card. We'll go now on to Thousand Suns. We'll do morale here, actually. Just don't roll a 6. And we roll a 6. So leadership 7, so we'll lose another model, but they'll remain in play. So we'll just remove that and take that model away. 2 Zangors left here. We'll go now on to turn 4 of the Thousand Suns. The game's still on. So I think we're dealing with this one. And over here, pretty good. This is the threat now. These Alaris Terminators. We'll see what we can do. Still got plenty of sorcerers and smite available to try and bring them down. Okay, movement here for the Thousand Suns complete on turn 4. Power of the Cabal here. For every 2 psychic powers we manifest to get a victory point. So it's, especially here with loads of sorcerers left on the table, chance to all of a sudden pick up a good number of victory points here. So we've gone into screening duty with these. We've pulled out of combat with the Demon Prince. He's headed off in this direction, realising that there's more value and objectives in this direction. Advanced moves made here by Disco Inferno, and then also Armament moving across, just trying to get away from these and direct our attention across here. Maintaining close combat there, we'll make a parley move a bit later on. The two sorcerers holding back, they're both on 2 wounds each, don't want to get too close to these, but Terminators formed a V shape here to try and block the Alaris Terminators from breaking through. So still the danger on all 3 sides here. On this flank, just the 1 wound left on this Dreadnought now. Just 2 wounds left here on the Warlord. The main threat now is on this left-hand flank. We'll go on to, actually, just to cover the Rubric Marines. They haven't moved, just for their bolted discipline, just to get the extra shots there against the Custodian Guard, who are just there. So we'll go on to Psychic Phase next, see how much damage Smite can do this time around. Okay, Psychic Phase here again. Smite at a nasty power. 2 of the Alaris Terminators brought down. One of them's left with 4 wounds. Prescience and Weaver of Fates cast onto Terminators. Now 4+ invuln save for them and +1 to their hit rolls. Then we did Peril here actually again. Chicken Wing, 2 more wounds, so just 1 wound left for him. All this stack of wounds here is all from Periling that's taken place here in this game. Gaze of Fate was manifest and then has been used. Then Smite's coming through here, destroyed the Warlord, but he's not the Warlord now. Luke used the last command point there, which we need to try and seize actually with Helm of the Third Eye. And we don't. Okay, so no command points now available for anybody for the rest of the game. This Shield Captain here is now the Warlord for the Custodes taking over command. Then, yes, low-grade Smite coming through from the Aspiring Sorcerer. Did put a mortal wound here on the Custodian Guard. That Psychic Phase done. Got a feeling now that the Thousand Sun's starting to edge ahead here, just with the just it's keeping these HQs alive, and this the Psychic Might coming through, starting to take its toll now on these Custodes units. We'll go on to Shooting Phase next. Alright, so shooting's taken place. The last of the Alaris Terminators has gone. So now the character, the Warlord here, Shield Captain, is open. Weren't able to get any shots against him. And then 1 more wound being caused here. A tough enough squad with that 3+ invuln save and toughness 5. Just 1 wound being picked off there by the Rubric Marines, still a squad of 3. So we are going to go for charges here. Prescience and Weaver of Fates, these Terminators are quite well protected, and I think it's better for us to try and charge than receive a charge. So we're going to go for this assault here. Luke will do his Overwatch. We're all up our charge distance.
And then D3 for the grenade.
Yep.
2. Nope.
Charge. 6. I don't know if that's going to make it. I don't think so. It's going to be tight. We'll measure up exactly here. Yeah, 1/4 of an inch in it, and they have made it in. So we'll do a piling move, and we'll resolve this close combat here. So we're on Prescience here. We reckon this affects Death to the False Emperor. So on 5+, we'll get extra attacks here. So we'll fight with the Stave first of all. 2 hits. Strength 6. 3 to wound. A wound comes through. It's -1. It comes through and it's D3 damage. So 2 wounds put onto the Warlord here. Stack those up. Then the other attacks coming through. It's just going to be another 8 coming through from the regular Terminators. All of them using power swords. 2s to hit. And it's triggered 4 more attacks. Which all hit except 1. And we'll be on 5s to wound. We're not going to bring him down, but there's 3 more wounds come through here.
3 ups.
AP -3. And 1 more failure. So wound taken, but he'll survive, and now Luke can immediately strike back.
You're on 1s. And it's a strength 8 to 2s.
2s to wound. There's 2 1s. So 3 make it through. And we'll take a 4-up invuln save thanks to Weaver of Fates. We pass 1.
2d3. 1 down.
We'll just both dice are rolled together there. 4-up, the 2 wounds will go first. They do. Okay, so the way that works is 1 model slain and the wound carries over onto the other one. That's fine. Okay, so that marks the end of the turn here. Mortal combat locked in here with the Terminators souped up and helped out. That's helped keep them alive and to cause damage. And just trading in cards here, all of a sudden I've completed all of these. Arcane Right here, Custodes no longer hold on to objective, and we hold one objective at least, so we get a point for that one. Then here, secure objective 4, the Zangors do have it, so the point picked up for that. So that goes on to there. And then here, 10 psychic powers manifested successfully. Power of the Cabal here, that's going to be 5 victory points. The Thousand Suns psychic powers actually helping them on towards getting miles ahead here in this game. Not miles ahead, but they're comfortably ahead now, thanks to that card and some others flowing in. So Thousand Suns now looking at the stronger side in this fight. We'll press on. We'll go on to turn 4 now for the Custodes as this desperate fight continues, but just 4 models now left on the board. Yeah, no problem. Luke's going to concede here. The next card drawn was Assassinate, kill a character. He's locked down here, and just with these models left on the board, won't be able to secure objectives and so on, as effectively Thousand Suns spread all across the table, plenty of resources left, and another round of Smite may well finish them off. So we'll leave it here at this stage. We'll get a final score, but Thousand Suns have victory here in this fight. Okay, got a final score. 4 points here for objectives, and then 1 point scored for First Blood for the Custodes, so 5 points in total. And then here 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then Linebreaker scored there by the Ultramarines. So 11-5 the final score. Quite a clear victory here for the Thousand Suns. Their aggression, well, it wasn't full-on aggression. They had to go aggressive, then sort of had to take a step back as the Custodes piled in, then went aggressive and then had to take a step back again. Custodes, no fear at all, piling into the Thousand Suns in close combat. Nasty firepower, exceptionally reliable, deadly in close combat, and a very tough army for sure. But I think it was the psychic might, perhaps, the mortal wounds, a great resource that Thousand Suns have above other factions that are out there, and against this elite force of Custodes, it's reaped a terrible toll. Great game though, thanks to Luke for coming down. Great to see Custodes debuting on the channel, and a fine army he has here for sure. We look forward to seeing this army take part in another fight sometime soon. But this particular battle here, the forces of chaos can celebrate. They have victory over the Imperium in this fight. Great game. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time. Right, just discussing units of the game. Good contenders for both sides. An honourable mention for the Land Raider. Damage it absorbed. Its firepower is pretty good. And that combination of cards that we saw, the 5+ hit on Overwatch, the Tanglefoot Grenade, helped blunt the initial attack there from the Thousand Suns. But Luke's going to give it to Trajan Valoris. Absolute solid character there in the heart of the Custodes army. Took a whole lot of effort to try and bring him down in the end. Then for the Thousand Suns, psychic power in general, but I'm going to give it in particular to the Demon Prince, the 3+ Invon save, the blistering amount of attacks that he has, his own psychic abilities as well. A solid choice there for this Thousand Suns force. A great close combat resource to have, and so unit of the game, Tim. That's units of the game for both sides.